You've been sold the passive income dream. Buy high yield stocks and live off the checks. Here's the truth: chasing yield is the dividend trap that bleeds your growth, increases your taxes, and often sticks you with weak businesses. The marketing isn't the scam. Prioritizing yield over quality is. In the next few minutes, you'll learn when dividends help, when they hurt, and a clear way to spot safe, growing payouts. I'll give you practical metrics, target ranges, and a step-by-step screen you can run today. Stick around. I'll show you the mistake that ruins dividend portfolios and the filter that avoids it. Let's break it down. A sky-high yield looks like easy money, but it often signals distress. Yield is price sensitive. When price falls, yield rises. If a stock drops because cash flows are weakening, that juicy yield is a warning light, not a gift. The thing most people miss is they buy after a big decline, then get hit with a dividend cut and more price pain. Here's why the current approach fails. Focusing on yield ignores total return. Your true result is price change plus dividends after taxes. If the business can't grow earnings, the stock stagnates or falls, and that payout can't save your return. Worse, dividends in taxable accounts get taxed every year. That's forced distribution. It slows compounding compared with letting a strong business reinvest internally, tax deferred until you sell. Here's the catch: reinvested dividends can help, but only if the underlying business is compounding. If management can reinvest retained earnings at high returns, you want them to keep the cash and compound it for you. The yield-chasing playbook flips that logic and pulls cash out of the engine that should be driving future growth. What the pros do instead: they prioritize durable growth, reinvestment, and a sustainable payout policy. They look for businesses that generate reliable, free cash flow, fund growth projects first, and then distribute a sensible slice. Dividends are a capital allocation choice, not the source of value. The reason this works is the value comes from the cash the business can produce, not the decision to mail it out quarterly. Taxes matter too. If you rely on dividends for income, consider account placement. Tax-advantaged accounts can neutralize the annual tax drag. In taxable accounts, uncontrolled payouts mean yearly taxes, regardless of whether you need the income right now. Think of yield like a siren on a used car lot. Loud doesn't mean quality. You still need the inspection, cash coverage, debt, and growth. If you remember nothing else, remember this: a high yield without strong cash flow is a liability, not an asset. If yield isn't the goal, the next question is simple: how do you spot the healthy payers and avoid landmines? Let's build that filter. The goal is simple: find companies that grow cash flows first, then share a sensible slice. Think of dividends as the overflow from a strong engine. If the engine sputters, the overflow dries up. So we judge the engine before we judge the drip. Start with 4 pillars: safety, capacity, consistency, and culture. Safety is your payout guardrail. Aim for a payout ratio below about 60% of earnings for most sectors. That buffer lets the company absorb a rough year without cutting the dividend. For slower, stable sectors, like some utilities, you can tolerate higher payouts if coverage is still strong. Now here's where most people mess up. They stop at the earnings payout. Cross-check with free cash flow. Cash pays dividends, not accrual earnings. If free cash flow doesn't cover the dividend over a cycle, the payout isn't safe. Capacity is about cash generation and the balance sheet. Look at multi-year free cash flow growth. Check debt levels and interest coverage. If a company needs constant refinancing to fund the dividend, that's a red flag. Durable payers can fund operations, service debt, invest in growth, and still have room for distributions. Consistency speaks to dividend history and earnings quality. Prefer steady 5 to 10 plus years of raises, but make sure those raises are backed by real cash, not one-time boosts or share buybacks masking flat revenue. Avoid businesses with declining top-line trends. If revenue shrinks year after year, the payout relies on squeezing costs or financial engineering. Both have limits. Culture is about policy clarity and alignment. Management that sets a target payout range and sticks to it reduces cut risk. Listen for capital allocation priorities. Maintain balance sheet strength, invest in high return projects, then raise the dividend in line with earnings growth. That cadence is what you want. Overlay a total return lens. Dividend growth usually beats high current yield over time because it pairs raising income with compounding business value, and it can be more tax efficient. A 2 to 3% yield growing 8 to 10% a year often outperforms a 7 to 8% yield that can't grow and might be cut. Use sector nuance. REITs, MLPs, and utilities have different payout norms. For REITs, use FFO or AFFO coverage instead of earnings. For pipelines, look at distributable cash flow. The principle doesn't change. Cash coverage first. Don't skip valuation. Overpaying for safety kills returns. Compare current yield and expected growth to the company's history and to peers. If a stock's yield is far below its norm without faster growth to justify it, your margin of safety is thin. If the yield is far above its norm, ask what the market sees. Sometimes it's an early warning. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches plainly. Growth of cash flow funds growth of dividends. Yield follows quality. When cash grows, management has options. Raise the dividend, buy back shares, pay down debt. All support total return. Now, let me show you exactly how to turn this into a repeatable screen you can run in minutes. Define your universe, apply payout and cash coverage guardrails, test for multi-year cash growth, verify dividend raise streaks, stress test the balance sheet, confirm margins and pricing power, and then weigh valuation against expected growth. Once you nail that, everything else clicks. All right, let's turn the framework into a simple screen you can run today. We'll go fast, then you can replay and build your watch list. Step 1. Universe filter. Start with a broad list, an index or dividend-focused list. Remove the top 10% of yields. Those are usually distress signals. Cut microcaps with thin liquidity if you're newer. You want clean data and lower blow-up risk. Step 2. Payout sanity. Keep the payout ratio under your sector guardrail, about 60% for most companies. For slower, stable sectors, you can go higher, but only if the coverage is strong. Cross-check with free cash flow payout. If cash can't cover the dividend over a cycle, it flunks. Step 3. Cash flow trend. Look for multi-year revenue and free cash flow growth. 3 to 5 year uptrends beat one good year. Flat or shrinking top lines are a problem unless there's a clear turnaround with evidence, not promises. Step 4. Dividend record. Require consistent annual raises. 5 to 10 years of increases shows discipline. Pass on recent cuts or freezes unless the balance sheet is repaired, cash flow is improving, and management states a credible policy. Consistency signals culture. Step 5. Balance sheet. Check net debt relative to cash flow and interest coverage. Avoid companies that need constant refinancing to pay dividends. Higher rate exposes weak capital structures. You want room to invest, service debt, and still pay. Step 6. Profitability and moat. Scan margins and their stability. Durable margins suggest pricing power and recurring revenue. Read a brief segment or customer mix to see if cash flows are resilient. This is where most people mess up. Don't chase a headline yield without asking if the business can defend it. Step 7. Valuation and yield mix. Balance starting yield with expected growth. A moderate yield with solid growth often beats a high yield with no growth. Compare yield and valuation to the company's own history and sector peers. If it's way off its norm, ask why before you buy. Common mistakes to avoid. Chasing a yield spike after a sell-off. Ignoring free cash flow coverage and relying only on earnings. Skipping the debt and interest coverage check. Overpaying for a safe name because the yield looks tidy. Quick win today. Run this exact filter on your watch list. Flag 3 names that pass every check for deeper research. If none pass, that's good feedback. Raise your standards, not your yield. Portfolio use. Blend dividend growth names with broad market funds. Keep position sizes reasonable. No single stock should derail your plan. Use tax-advantaged accounts for higher payout holdings when you can. Reinvesting plan. In tax-advantaged accounts, drip to let compounding work. In taxable accounts, consider taking cash and reallocating to your best idea or holding cash until your next buy so you control taxes and valuation. Review cadence. Recheck payout coverage, cash flow trends, and debt at least once a year. Exit on dividend cuts, deteriorating cash generation, or a clear shift in policy that raises risk without boosting long-term return. Here's the point. This isn't chasing checks. It's buying engines that fund rising checks. Run the screen, be patient, and let quality do the work. The real income that lasts comes from growing cash flow first, then a sensible dividend, quality before yield. If you want the advanced screen with real examples and a printable checklist, subscribe for weekly, practical financial tips and drop a ticker to screen next.